the mindset obviously is either they're extraterrestrial or they're absolutely demonically traumatized when they're young. And because when you study, as I have, and I've worked with the FBI's official methods and materials in diagnosing organized serial killers and apprehending them by understanding their mindset.
Yeah, that's how you first got famous back in the 80s.
Right. That's my area of primary expertise, Harvard investigator in regard to looking at, medical sociology, psychopathology, and how we can try to change, how we can actually develop beyond this trauma-based...
Stay there. I want to talk more about that, because that's right. You were all over the news in the 80s exposing the doctors with the AIDS and killing people and all of that. And so that's your degree, is in studying that type of special medical criminology. That's why you could predict the anthrax attacks with total precision. That's how you were able to predict all this. My God, Dr. Horowitz, what an asset you are, my friend, a true maverick, a true Renaissance man. And you've got a great investigative journalist working with you as well, Sherry Kane.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones here to tell you about Cal Ben Soap. My staff and I just love the old-fashioned, pure, handmade soap produced by the Cal Ben Soap Company, a family-owned and operated American company that's over 62 years old. Go to 5starsoaps.com or click on their link at Infowars.com. They have been a longtime sponsor of ours. Cal Ben Soaps meet the highest standards of quality, purity, and value. Everyone should use their great line of products. I consistently hear from my listeners and friends how much they love the Cal Ben Pure Soap products. Check out their whole line of bath, hair, laundry, and dish soap and more at 5starsoap.com. There is nothing like these factory direct, big money saving, triple concentrated soaps anywhere. Don't take my word for it. Get a free detailed catalog by calling toll-free 1-800-340-7091 or check them out online at 5starsoap.com. Again, go to 5starsoap.com and just try their products. You're going to love them. You will never use anything else again.
We're going to your phone calls here in just a moment, but the break interrupted Dr. Horowitz. Dr. Horowitz, you're talking about this being a crime syndicate, a racketeering operation. All the evidence is there. You were finishing up with studying medical criminology, and then we're going to go to calls. Go ahead.
Well, again, there's so much evidence that shows when a child is traumatized, and basically that's how medicine is actually, the doctors are actually Manchurian candidates licensed to kill. They're brainwashed, mind-controlled slaves by trauma. The whole medical education process reflects what takes place, has got to take place in serial killers' minds, because what happens, the neurology gets crossed. What brings people, normal people, joy brings them anxiety, and what brings normal people fear and horror brings them joy.
Instead of nurturing, they enjoy strapping a child down and ripping their teeth out with pliers.
Yeah, they actually do. That's exactly how organized serial killers feel and think, and because of the trauma that they sustain when they're children.
Look at Stalin, look at Hitler, look at Mao.
Yeah, and this is what's going on in these secret societies. Basically, you remember there was a reporter several years ago that was, I believe he was killed after going in, and George H.W. Bush was asked, what about the skull and bones? And he laughed. Well, that reporter was actually videotaping them conducting mock killings. And so this is kind of what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with normal human beings. And this is what your number one risk in society is. As a behavioral science expert and a medical sociologist, I can tell you that the number one risk that people have this concept that there can't possibly be people who are so evil, when in fact it is your love, it is the truth in your heart that really is, it's inconceivable to you that people could do this. That's
your blind spot.
Risk.
That's why women, got in the yellow Volkswagen with Ted Bundy. Look at this evidence. Eco-science alone, when he went before Jay Rockefeller to be confirmed as the White House science czar, and we have these clips in the upcoming film, Jay Rockefeller worships him. They worship Zbigniew Brzezinski because he brags he helped kill 3 million in Cambodia, funding that. That's their rock stars. To them, they want control so they can kill, just like Other tyrants, when they get control, suddenly start setting up death camps in every case. This is their beauty. Black uniforms, piles of dead bodies, torture, screaming, death, Hellraiser, Event Horizon type stuff. This is what they're into, and eco-science is admitting they want to kill at least 80% of us, and they believe it's beautiful. And it's totally sick, and they put their messages everywhere. I was telling people earlier, Dr. Horowitz, I was watching this morning on the treadmill, I was jogging, I was watching Mark Wahlberg's film titled The Happening, where the environment gets mad and the plants kill everybody by making them commit suicide with a chemical the plants release. And as this guy is being run over by a lawnmower, he turns on the big lawnmower, the big riding mower, runs it over him. It cuts to a billboard that says, "This is what you deserve." And it's all these movies and all these shows about everybody dying from a bio-release. They are getting everyone ready for this mass killing.
Right. And again, to do that, you're not dealing with anything normal. It's either extraterrestrial or it's trauma-based, human that's become a organized mass murderer. And that
by extraterrestrial, you mean demonic?
Again, because, I have a spiritual orientation, and basically, it's talked about in the Bible. There's things called Nephilim, fallen angels, who come into the daughters of men, change the genetics, and that's why it rained for 40 days and 40 nights back in Noah's age. We're dealing with the genetic engineers of today. And, my own orientation to this is that, the Creator is not going to stand for it. There's nothing more powerful than the Creator in the universe, and we who are working for the Creator, there's a lot more light than darkness, and basically...
You know what's funny? The transhumanists that I covered in Endgame, to a man, Kurzweil, all of them, say they're going to be gods, they're going to become creators, they're going to merge with machine, and then they're going to kill the rest of us.
That's
and
what
to a man...
is, yeah. That's what they're up to.
Even if this isn't real, even if they're just delusional, these people are crazy.
They're out there. They're completely gone. And the sad thing is that the normal human being can't conceive of the devilishness of these people and what the risk is to them for not waking up.
Sherry?
I believe that these people are definitely worshiping Satan. If you even watch the film Eyes Wide Shut, one of Stanley Kubrick's last film, it gives you an example of the kind of people they are. And
by the way, they killed him and cut 25 minutes out. I have that from sources in Hollywood.
Yeah. I believe that.
I snuck into the real Eyes Wide Shut Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I applaud you.
It's amazing. I knew that something happened with him because he was really revealing. All of his movies were based on truth. And
here's an example, Sharon, that I want you to comment on that. Dr. Eric Bianca, who made headlines 2.5 years ago, saying, I want a weaponized Ebola to be released, kill 90%. I'm ready for my family to die. I want to die. Rob Jacobson was at Whole Foods the other day. The girl saw him with the, somewhere in my stack, Newsweek, the case for killing Granny and how great it is to kill the old people. And he said, well, they want to kill you too. And she said, good, I need to die. Humans are bad. But going back to Bianca, you go to his UT website. I checked it again a month ago. It's still there. This is the official UT website. It's him dressed as a druid with a big beard and talking about how much he loves Lucifer on the UT website. And every time you research Maurice Strong or any of them, they are completely open worshipers of Lucifer. Go ahead.
Well, the whole idea that Satanism is even much more mainstream than people realize. Look at all the followers of L. Ron Hubbard, who was a well-known Satanist. This man was following Aleister Crowley, and there were so many people involved in his group. So if you really research who's involved and all the people and players, they see it as not only they don't see it less as a religion, but more of a reason to do these killings. It's a group. It's a socialized psychopathic organization.
And the outcome is this indoctrination of the culture. We are an American medical culture that we've now been engineered, behaviorally, socially engineered to become. And this is the greatest challenge. It is a complete fraud to say that the behavioral science is a soft science compared to, let's say, mathematics or physics. Those are considered hard sciences. But the truth of the matter is the most powerful and the most well-studied and meticulously directed science of all is the mass mind control mainstream media's behavioral science.
And the Pentagon says that. They admit it. They say 90% of warfare is psychological. If the people will just become conscious of this, we can beat it. But if you won't wake up out of your trance, folks, there's no hope. Right. Leah, son is in school, has a story about the flu shot. Go ahead.